and welcome to the Board of Directors meeting of Thursday, 20 October 2016. There is a quorum present, so I'm going to go around the room with introductions.
Mary Beal, Executive Assistant to the General Manager.
Wade Weston, Director, Town Clerk.
Serena Colbert, Arrowhead.
Rich Delafonte, Director at Large.
Richard Miller, Director, Tower 1.
Frank Fittipaldi, General Manager.
Art
Eric Topowski.
and Carl Kennedy, President of the GTCA. The first order of business is the approval of the open meeting minutes of September the 15th, 2016.
I move to approve.
Seconded. Is there any discussion of the minutes? There appear to be no discussion of the minutes. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
The minutes are approved unanimously.
No, I abstain.
Oh, I'm excused. Excuse me, Richard. We're going to move directly to the controller's report now.
Good evening. My name is Marissa Foley. I will be presenting the financial report this evening. As of September 30th, the total cash in the depository account was approximately $686,000. The balance in the R&R account was approximately $5.46 million. The escrow account had a balance of approximately $1.6 million, and the available cash as of September 30th, 2016 was approximately $6.3 million. I will now speak about the accounts receivable as of September 30th. The total accounts receivable from homeowners as of September 30th, 2016 is approximately $3.161 million. Out of the $3.161 million, there were about $3.1 million in legal, $9,671 in payment plans, $14,924 with 1 month past due, $2,013 with 2 months past due, and $1,976 over 60 days. We had approximately $323,500 of payments made through the Condo Cafe online payment portal. I will now speak about the accounts payable. The total accounts payable as of September 30th, 2016 was $637,145, which includes invoices posted as of September 30th and the known accruals. Legal invoices account for approximately $38,737. R&R invoices account for approximately $100,857. The breakdown of accounts payable consists of invoices 0 to 30 days old of approximately $447,000, invoices 31 to 60 days old of $119,000, invoices 61 to 90 days old of approximately $18,367, and invoices over 90 days old of approximately $52,400. As of October 3rd, there were 644 owner occupants and 431 owner absentees. Of the 431 absentee owners, 396 are occupied by tenants. Units occupied by tenants represent approximately 37% of the total Galaxy units. The September financial package is available on Condo Cafe, or copies may be requested by calling or emailing the accounting department. This concludes the financial report this evening.
Are there any questions from the board concerning the financials report? There appear to be no questions. Thank you very much. The general manager's report.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the board and the Galaxy community. As we reported last month, the resurfacing of the garage was temporarily put on hold to address issues with the contractor, including accumulating schedule delays, dust control conditions, and miscellaneous housekeeping and cleanup issues. Since that time, and with the advice of council, the contract with Technical Construction was terminated for default on the part of the contractor. Staff has been working with our structural engineer council and representatives of the performance bond company, which guarantees the completion of the work should the contractor fail. Our goal is to complete the heavy construction and clean up all equipment, shoring posts, and debris by the end of the year to return to full use of the garage to the community. On the hallway redecorating project, this project commenced on Wednesday, October 5th. After approximately 3 weeks of renovation work, we're happy to announce that the contractors are on schedule. Currently, all 5 penthouse floors in towers 1, 2, and 3 are under construction. The Tower 1 penthouse will be ready for final inspection by staff during the middle of next week. And residents who wish to view the newly redecorated floor are encouraged to wait until next Thursday, October 27th, once the renovation work and final inspection is completed. By the end of next week, 6 floors will be under construction at one time, and over the next 2 months, this will be ramped up to 9 floors under construction at one time. Completion of the entire project is on track for this time next year. Regarding security, garage speed enforcement, a very important topic that we continue to report on and address. Security ramped up its speed enforcement efforts in the garage and the plaza. Although the speed limit is 5 miles an hour in the garage and plaza, speeds of 15 miles an hour are commonly observed. Residents may have noticed their speed is displayed now on LED screens while they're driving through the garage. This is a friendly way for the security staff to point out the speed to drivers, to sensitize them in case they're not aware of how fast they're going. The excessive speeds pose a serious safety risk to residents walking through the garage to and from their vehicles. We ask the residents, please observe the speed limits and slow down. Before the board this evening, there are a number of important decision items. We're recommending the renewal of the property insurance and general liability insurance policies. More on that in just a few minutes when we get to those items. We are maintaining the lowered premiums from last year when we were able to achieve an $84,000 reduction in these 2 policies, or 13% lower than the year before, with a slight increase this year of $9,500. We're still about 11.3% lower than 2014-15 levels. Staff is also recommending the award of a contract to Quality First Contracting of Cliffwood for New Jersey for the replacement of about 4,000 square feet of concrete in potholes throughout the garage, and also some overhead slab debris and loose material removal in the amount of $83,000. This is an important project to temporarily take care of potholes in the lower levels of the garage, which won't be addressed by a thorough rebuilding like the upper floors for several years to come. Finally, there's an item before the board for a change order to the Accent Group contract on hallway renovation. The change order would take care of the removal of mirrors in all the elevator lobbies, and also change the wall covering in those elevator lobbies to the original design, which was the silver wallpaper that we see on the 16th floor in Tower 1. That concludes my report for this evening.
Are there any questions from the board, General Manager? There appears to be no question to the General Manager. We'll now proceed to the agenda. The first item was unfinished business. We lost Art for a second. We'll just pause.
Hello?
Justin,
Yes,
we're at the meeting.
I'm not at the meeting. I'm driving my car. I'm trying to.
We're calling you.
You're on.
Okay.
Say your name, say your name.
How about Art?
Where's Art?
Art is, Art is not there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Art?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, Art is here. Okay. We now can proceed. Unfinished
Going
business.
to announce who he is so people know who he is.
Yes, Justin Mack is on the phone and is called and is participating in the meeting.
Hello, Walt.
Hello?
So unfinished business, I'd like the motion to make a motion to untable the previous motion for the women's locker room and approve the contract with Falcon Engineering for the ladies' locker room.
Before you go on, is there a second
So,
to take from the table this motion? Okay. There's no discussion of taking from the table. All those in favor of taking this motion from the table, raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Abstain? The motion carries. Okay, go on with the motion. At this point, this is if this was never been tabled, we go back to the discussion at the point where we were last meeting, which is a general discussion of the topic. Okay.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve a contract with Falcon Engineering for the ladies' locker room renovation in the amount of $10,285 plus a $10,000 contingency for a total of $11,314.
Sir Helen? Richard? Second. Is there any discussion of the motion? Reed, would you like?
Oh, no, I just wanted to clarify again that what this was about is just about the engineering and the drawing. It's not about the actual construction and renovation of the locker room. It's about getting the process moving forward and having an architect look and develop drawings and plans as to what we're proposing to do to the ladies' locker room.
I just wanted to mention again that the SWAT committee did a great job on that and they really worked hard, and I would like, on behalf of the board of directors, I would like to thank.
Are there any other comments? I'll call for a vote then. All in favor of the motion, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay. No abstentions, then the motion carries. The next, now we go to new business. Many of these items are routine. Let me explain first that every year we have an ad hoc election committee. That ad hoc election committee is appointed at this meeting. Then they have 1 month to prepare the election rules. Next month, hopefully, we will pass the election rules so that in December, the election process can start. So we need a motion for the appointment of the committee.
A motion to elect Linda Bergen, District 2 Chairperson, Ann Persico, District 1 Member, Mary Lane, District 1 Member, Margie Price, District 2 Member, Barbara Daly, District 3 Member, and Jerome Durashev, District 2 alternate to the election committee.
The second,
I'll second.
comments? Richard?
I'd like to make an amended motion that we vote on the members separately.
Is there a second? There is no second to the motion. Any other comments on the motion? Richard?
Well, doing it this way, not voting separately, makes it hard for me to vote for everybody, so I'll have to consider that. In the past, there are a number of irregularities, challenge ballots weren't handled correctly, so I have to decide what to do.
So Helen?
Again, I want to mention that election committee has, every year they have really worked hard, and I really would like to thank them for their effort and taking a lot of, abuse, but they're still doing the great job.
Richard?
I wasn't going to mention it, but I have to mention it. I have a problem with the alternate, Gerald Drasher. What? since then we're not voting separately, I have to make a decision.
Any other comments? There seem to be no other comments. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? One opposed, the motion carries. Thank you. The next is formation of the club. So everybody understands, there are many committees at the Galaxy. One of those committees is the Recreation and Activity Committee. The Recreation and Activities Committee is composed of a number of clubs. To form a club, a group of people in the building get together, they petition the Recreation Committee, give them an idea of what they want to do, name the potential members. It goes to the Executive Council, and if the Executive Council approves, the board gives the authority to form a club. And the nice thing about having an officially formed club, then you can reserve rooms, for instance, the spa, and you have certain other privileges. It gives you some form and substance. May I have a motion for the formation of the dance club, please?
Motion to establish a dance club for all residents, single and couples, all ages, no experience necessary. The club will meet on Wednesday evenings at 7:30 in the spa lounge and chaired by resident of Tower 2, Oksana Kinker.
A second?
A second.
Seconded. Any discussion?
I just want to say that's wonderful, and I think that is great.
All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
I believe it's unanimous. I believe it's unanimous. Thank you. We're now going to add a member to, hopefully, add a member to the SPA committee. May we have a motion, please?
Motion to appoint resident owner Tara Watley of Tower 341E to the SWA committee.
Second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Apparently, Tara is a librarian, and she's going to be a wonderful addition to our SPA committee. She's going to take care of our library.
Okay. Call for a vote. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. The next is our insurance policy is 27. In order to make sure we had adequate coverage, what the board took was an electronic vote on this matter, which we now ratify in an open session. Will you please read the motion?
Motion to award a one-year contract commencing October 18, 2016 for annual property insurance to the affiliated FM insurance company in the amount of $321,108. General liability insurance to Endurance American Insurance Company in the amount of $203,123, and umbrella insurance to Vanderbilt Risk Management, RPG, in the amount of $36,600. The policy quotes were provided by the York International Group LLC of Harrison, New York, which solicited quotes from a number of carriers on the GTCA's behalf at the request of management. Motion to have the designation of York International as broker of record for the 2016-2017 insurance year, which would authorize York to solicit competitive quotes for renewal of policies for prime directors and officers, fiduciary liability, auto and workers' compensation, all of which are due for renewal in December and January.
Second? Motion second. Any discussion? It appears to be, unless you want to make some comments.
General Manager of
All those in favor of ratifying the vote, raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Motion is passed unanimously. The next is the parking garage contract for the completion of the paths to the lower floor of the garage. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is, Frank has already explained what this is. This is patching and other kinds of things. This is not the contract. This is not doing the work from the contractor that we canceled. Will somebody please give us the motion?
Yes, please. I move that the board award a contract to Quality First Contracting of Cliffwood, New Jersey, to replace approximately 4,000 square feet of concrete in asphalt, the removal of loose materials for approximately 1,500 square feet of overhead slab, and install 20 shoring posts as per Desmond Engineering Design location throughout the garage levels 5 to 8. Total contract amount is not to exceed $91,300, including contingencies.
Is there a second? Motion is seconded. Any discussion? Richard?
This is going to be subject to review by attorney and engineer also.
Yes.
Okay, that's important.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the contract, raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Justin, was that?
That was Lord.
Okay. All those opposed? Abstentions?
Aye.
The motion is carried. We now get to the hallway contract. The first item of business should be self-explained in the motion itself, but the background in this is the hallways are part of the common area. We believe, the board believes that the doorways in the hallway should have a uniform look. In order to do this, we have to set some rules in place because many of the doors have features on them that would not meet a Galaxy standard. We're going to do this as a first reading because the policy resolution. This gives everybody who has a comment 30 days to give their written comments to the office. In 30 days from now, we'll vote on this again and make it policy. So this is the first reading of a policy resolution. This is not putting this rule into place. May I have the motion, please?
Okay, it's long. Whereas paragraph 11, subparagraph I, or 1 of the master deed prohibits unit owners from maintaining any matter or thing over the common elements, and whereas paragraph 11, subparagraph O of the master deed provides that unit owners may not make alterations to a unit without the written consent of the board or covenants committee. Whereas paragraph 4 of the master deed provides that exterior doors of units opening to the common hallway are a part of the unit. And whereas the unit owners have placed a variety of bells, viewers, locks, doorknobs, handles, and other hardware or fixtures on exterior doors that protrude over the common hallway floor and into the common hallway, which are common elements of the condominium and further constitute alterations of the unit. And whereas the board has determined that it is in the best interest of the condominium to provide for a uniform look and treatment of exterior doors opening to the common hallway with respect to color and fixtures. And whereas paragraph 11 of the master deed authorizes the board to make and enforce rules and regulations to carry out the intent of the restrictions in paragraph 11. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the board hereby adopts the following rules and regulations concerning the uniform treatment of exterior unit doors into the common hallways at the Galaxy. 1. Doors, frames, and sills must conform to the GTCA standard for form, color, and finish, except such as shall have been approved in writing by the board or the managing agent of the Galaxy, which approval may be granted or refused in the sole discretion of the board or such managing agent. 2. Bells, viewers, locks, doorknobs, and handles and any other hardware or fixture visible from the common hallway must conform to the GTCA standard, except such as shall have been approved in writing by the board or the managing agent of the Galaxy, which approval may be granted or refused in the sole discretion of the board or such managing agent. 3, if any new lock is installed, it must have the same profile as the existing lock. The managing agent shall be provided with a key for the lock immediately upon such alteration or installation. 4, the board recognizes that alterations have been made to hallway doors that do not conform to the GTCA standard. Or any alteration to a door made before the first publication of this resolution, the board will either grandfather, have removed, or replaced with the GTCA standard such alterations on a case-by-case basis. Each case must be approved in writing. The undersigned Secretary of the Galaxy Towers Condominium Association hereby certifies that this is a true copy of the resolution adopted by the board at its regular meeting, and the date will be filled in when it's approved.
Thank you, Richard. Is there a second?
I second.
Are there any comments on the resolution? Richard, first.
The only thing I don't see it says here, but religious articles. I don't want us to think that they have to remove those. So, yes, I'm aware of that, but some people may question it, but we're not asking for religious articles to be removed.
I'd like everybody to go down and take a look at what the choices are so that you guys know exactly what this means. This means that we're going to have a viewer, which will be hooked up to your iPhone for an additional cost. And the other viewer with the doorbell ringer in there and the small reflective mirror, the old style ones that used to have where you write with the Sharpie the apartment number and your last name on the door. Just keep that in mind as to what we have now and to what the other choice is. And we're trying to keep everything uniform, but we still will have 2 different ones. So I would like to see if we can keep what we have up there now and just have them clean or painted.
Yeah, there is some discussion still going on about that. So the actual final thing has not been, we haven't come to a consensus. So,
This is preliminary.
I'm sorry?
This is a preliminary.
Yeah, that was a preliminary choice. I don't think that final decision on what that picture has been made or approved by everyone. So I know that that's what's out and what's been put out, and there's a little bit of confusion with that. I would have to agree that those are not the best choices, and we should re-look at that. And I think there is some continuing discussion going on about what those choices really need to be. I think this resolution really is about making it uniform, but it also, I think the intent of this was to make, also to recognize that there have been choices that, or there have been alterations that are made that were either, could have been approved by previous management or could have been approved by a previous board that are in place. So we're not saying across the board we're going to go down and strip everything out and just make everybody do something. We're going to recognize that there are existing conditions that we will have to deal with, and we would deal with those on a case-by-case basis.
I just want to reply to that. We will not provide the Sharpies to put your name and apartment number on those first choices that they have. Thank you.
What was I going to say? No, I forgot.
You want to let me ask, Justin, do you have any comment?
Yeah, go ahead, Art.
No, I said I'm okay with it. Go ahead.
I believe that this is extremely premature, even if we don't know exactly what we're going to be putting on the doors, and we're going to be asking homeowners to be removing stuff that we don't know exactly what we're going to put on the doors. Everything that I think that we're saying that we approved, which I don't even recall approving, to put on the doors, makes doesn't do the Galaxy any justice. We have beautiful door appliances that are on now that I doors that we were gonna have refinished and put back on. They're a high-quality luxury unit. The one that we'd be providing to everybody looks like something from 1975. I believe that this should be tabled, and I motion to table this until we can figure out exactly what we're doing.
There is a motion to table on, is there a second? You're seconding the motion to table? Motion to table is second. All those in favor of tabling this motion, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, raise your hand. Motion to table does not carry. As a correction to this, this does not prescribe any particular device on the door. It simply gives the board the ability to have a uniform standard, to grandfather when necessary, and to make adjustments when necessary.
One of the reasons I'm not sure Wade said this, a lot of things you installed, locks, different color locks, different style locks, viewfinders, that were installed without management's permission or the board's permission in the past. So there's a whole bunch of things on doors. And we must standardize it as much as we can. And this is the first step. We're putting this out for comment because that's what a policy resolution's for. We'll vote on it again in another 30 days. And we're just putting the mechanism out there. The board has always had the power to control uniformity, but we're clarifying. The board, one of its powers is to make rules.
No,
The rules for
Just
this are already
wait till
in the
you're
bylaws.
I'm sorry.
Wait till you recognize.
One second.
Justin, please, wait.
Nobody should put anything.
Justin,
and we
wait
have the
a
right to
moment.
take anything down that we want already.
Justin, just wait a moment till Wade speaks, and then you can go.
I just wanted to reiterate the fact that this is not prescribing any finish, any fixture, any certain element. It's just a general rule to clarify what the authority is, which is part of the bylaws already that the common areas should be uniform.
Justin?
Yes, that's already spelled out in the bylaws, that no one should put anything, they shouldn't have changed anything, it's already spelled out in the bylaws. I believe that there would be no reason to actually even change the rules. Like you said, this is a policy resolution. Well, we already have a policy on this that's in place, and no one should have put it. We could exercise our rights to fix it as it is now and charge the homeowner for all of that.
Justin, you're wrong. This is why we've gone through the trouble of writing a policy resolution, so it's very clear what our authority is. There is nothing in the bylaws that specifically regulates what's on your door. Are there any other comments? If there are no other comments, I'm going to call for a vote to approve the motion. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
So the motion is